Hey, how's it? I'm Dan, and last summer I had the chance to finally see Stabbing Westward after more than 20 years. Now this was especially special because I originally had tickets to see them summer 2022, but unfortunately Christopher Hall got throat cancer and had to battle that and recover. And you can hear more details about that on my music podcast at breathingunderwater.us. Episode 24, plus lots more about the concert that I did go to when they came back around on an upcoming episode of my music podcast. But in the meantime, to honor one of my favorite bands and show some footage from the show that I went to, I'm gonna do a doubleheader and play two songs that my band After We Pray covers in our live set. And speaking of my band, it was an extra privilege to have our singer Caleb join me at the show, where we both got to meet one of our idols, Christopher Hall. So first up will be my rendition of So Far Away from their self-titled album, which I know is much derided, especially by the band. Christopher talked about it at the show, and again, you can hear more details about that on my upcoming podcast. And even though it isn't the strongest Stabbing Westward album, I still think it's a really good album with really solid songs. And the second song I'm going to play is a more recent song called Crawl, though the version that I heard first was on their 2020 Dead and Gone EP, which they reworked a little bit for their subsequent album Chasing Ghosts. Caleb and I were so immediately in love with the song when it came out a couple years ago that we just had to cover it. So that's the version that I'm going to be playing here, not the more recent one. So in the time in between me recording this and finally getting around to editing it, I actually had the opportunity to see Stabbing Westward again, which, like I mentioned earlier, you can hear a lot more about on my MusicCast podcast at breathingunderwater.us when I make the 2024 shows that I went to episode. But in the meantime, since I'm showcasing two drum covers here and I went to two Stabbing Westward shows, I'll show footage from the first show over the first drum cover and the second show over the second cover.
Let's rock today.
I've cried for you, and there's nothing I wouldn't give just to say my last goodbye to you. I laid it all on the table, now it's all on the floor. It's worth nothing, it's worth nothing to you anymore. Just to be with you, just to be with you, I would give up eternity if I could only come home to you. But your garden is empty, all your flowers are dead. I tried to keep it growing, but there's no life left. I would beg, I would plead, I would crawl on my hands and my knees to try to restore just to be